We were discussing here the business sector being accused by Labour Federation Cosatu of not fulfilling your promises at the investment conferences that we've held. Respond very quickly to that accusation by Cosatu that you have not fulfilled your promise to try and revive this economy.
So I think let me just put this in context, Oli. I think markets respond to certainty and the lack thereof is problematic. So as much as business has made commitments, it is actually a good sign which shows that business still regards this economy as credible from an investment perspective. But then against the backdrop of that, you're going to have to be able to supply energy stability. You're going to have to be able to ensure that there's going to be political certainty. You're going to have to be able to ensure that there's going to be certain policies that are not going to be effective.
Are you assured of political certainty right now?
But you see, that's what I'm saying, that as much as there is that commitment from business, it is against some of these backdrop issues. So if you can't provide energy and you think investors are going to come in and plow their money, then you're actually, smoking something. It is not going to happen. And if there's policy uncertainty, it can be. And if you're going to, issue the policy of prescribed assets, it is not going to happen. If you can't, for instance, guarantee the skills visa, it's not going to happen. If you have this same labor that still demands 11% increase in an environment where the economy has not grown by more than 2% since 2013, it's not going to happen. So I think the conversation that we're going to have to be having is what is required from all of us as the four social partners. As Labour is sitting there saying business is not doing X, government is not doing X, what is their contribution to this thing? Because they're also actually not helping the situation.
Let me latch on to the energy element that you've just pointed out.
Absolutely.
How do you prevent some of your members in the business sector using the energy crisis as an excuse to retrench workers? Because that's the accusation, for example, against companies like Samanco, the smelter in Rustenburg, and Glencore. They've suggested that they actually want to retrench workers as a result of the energy problems.
But I think that is precisely what I'm saying, to say that if you're sitting in a country where so many things that can possibly be going wrong are going wrong, if you're sitting in a country where the environment for which business to operate is not made conducive, then you are going to be sitting with so many retrenchments. So the focus in our energies, as all of us as social partners, should be to say, how are we going to fix all of these problems that we're actually facing? If we're serious about getting investment into the country, if we're serious about growing this economy, if we're serious about getting this economy out of this deep economic lull that we're currently facing, what are some of those interventions that we're actually going to have to be implementing? What about the structural reforms that we've been talking about for the past 2 years? Because remember, the commitments by business are made against that backdrop. They are made on the premise that there is going to be these interventions that are going to be coming in to ensure that, the environment is made conducive. So in the absence of that, in an environment where this same Cosatu is demanding an 8% increase from this ailing SAA, and 2 weeks later you see SAA not being able to pay salaries, it is absolutely impossible. So let's have honest conversations, Oli, and let's not, hide behind.
In the interest of an honest conversation, therefore, do you believe that there is truly a business case for DBSA giving money, 3.5 billion to SAA? Do you believe that this airline actually has a business case? It's not made a profit in a long time.
That was political interference. There is absolutely no business case for DBSA to have given SAA that money.
Political certainty, you've raised that as an issue in the business sector. Do you remain concerned about political stability in South Africa?
The decisions of the South African government are made at the Luthuli House. That is what the problem is. That is what we're going to have to fix. Unless and until we fix that, then forget about all the interventions we're trying to effect as a country.
Busisiwe Mavuso is the CEO of Business Leadership South Africa. Thank you very much for your time.